Alright, so what we have here is which question did we have here actually? Now that I think about it. I'll go for number 4, okay? So in number 4 you're asked to get this angle, okay? Anytime you're asked for an angle, what's the only way the question can end? Tan inverse, cos inverse, or sine inverse. Has to be one of those three, okay? So you look at it's like an eyeball. Whichever angle you're asked for is like an eyeball. It looks directly at the opposite. So that means 12 is the opposite. What's 7 then? The hypotenuse. Now you have your little rhyme up the top, so katawa. This means you have to choose which two letters you have. You have H and O. Because you have H and O, you're going to use sine. Okay? So sine of what angle are we using? Sine that symbol there, theta, yeah? And then opposite over hypotenuse, which is 12 over 17. Now we spoke earlier about what's the only way to separate sine and theta from each other? Inverse function. So you bring over the inverse function, say theta equals sine inverse 12 over 17. And what does that come out to be in the calculator? Really? Oh, okay. 12 over 17. Alright, fair enough. 44.9, 45 degrees. Everybody happy enough with that? Okay. Moving on. Question 10. You have to figure out the length x, this length here, because it asks you what's the length of A to C. Everybody happy with that? What are your choices? SOHCAHTOA or Pythagoras' theorem? Which one should I use and why? Why is it Pythagoras? You know no angle. And you can use Pythagoras if you know 2 lengths out of 3. Do you know 2 lengths out of 3? So you can definitely use Pythagoras when it's 2 lengths out of 3. It's 2 lengths out of 3 up there. So we're going to say the longest side squared is which one? Which is what letter? And that equals 1.5 squared plus 2 squared, okay. X squared equals what's 1.5 squared plus 2 squared? Is it 6.25? Okie dokie. And the square root of 6.25 is 2.5. Now, we're then asked find the angle. Which angle are we asked to find? B to A to C. That angle there is the one we're asked for. Okay? So this angle A, that leads corner, because it's in the vertex A, the corner A. Okay, Ben, which function did you use? Sine, cos, or tan? Okay, so what you said tan A equals what? Okay, so which side was 1.5? Was it the hypotenuse, opposite, or adjacent? And the 2. Good, good. And then what do you do after that? You tan inverse it, okay? And after you tan inverse it, what result did you get, Ben? 36.8 rounds off to 37. Okay, everybody happy enough with that? We'll pause here. Anybody got any questions? Question 11. What is XW? How many triangles do you see there out of interest? 3 triangles. Good man. The left one, the right one, and the big one. Yeah. Okay. So what we have next is this, guys. We have we're just going to look at the left triangle, because the left triangle is the one with the most information. What's XW? Is it the opposite, the adjacent, or the hypotenuse? Opposite, right? So this is the opposite side. We'll label it. We'll give it a letter M today. So I know the opposite, and I'm going to use what? Hypotenuse. Is Pythagoras' theorem on the cards? Why not? Only one side. One side, one angle. So what do I have to use instead? Okay. Yeah. James, which one do you think you should use, sine, cos, or tan for this? That's the opposite side, and that's the hypotenuse. So we're going to use SOHCAHTOA to get this, but which one should we choose, sine, cos, or tan? Okay, so the Ryan back up here again. You're looking for the opposite, but you're going to use the hypotenuse because the hypotenuse is the one you know. So you have to use sine. Sine what, guys? Sine equals m over 10. Opposite divided by hypotenuse. Bring over the 10, yeah? Or you can do it this way where you give them both the same denominator. And then what's 10 sine 30? Is it 5? So that's 5, okay? Now, it gives us a piece of information here. Anybody tell me what to do with this piece of information? Just read it. What does it say? WZ is 2/5 of the length of XY. What is the length of XY? It's on the diagram. It's 10. What's 2/5 of 10? So WZ equals 4. All of a sudden we have a lot more information on this triangle than we used to have. We now have two sides. If we were asked a length question, we could use Pythagoras' theorem. If we're asked an angle question, we could inverse a function. What are we asked? Is it an angle question or is it a distance question? Angle question. Which angle is it? And I don't know what location of the angle. So it's up here, this one here. Now what two sides do we know? And which one's the opposite? 4 is the opposite, and what's 5? Adjacent. And which one are we using? Sine, cos, or tan? Tan. Okay, what do you want to call the angle, Lee? Tan x equals? Opposite over adjacent? 4 over 5. How'd you get x on its own? How'd you get x on its own? Yeah. Yeah, x. 4 over 5, yes sir, you're right. And what you get? Anybody get it? Oscar? Anybody got tan inverse 4 over 5 for me? 53.13? Is it? Somebody do it. Tan inverse 4 over 5, what you get, Dylan? Was it? Okay, so 39 rounded off. I had a wild guess. Now, the answer's 37. Now, this diagram here, can anybody tell me what these two lines mean? Same length. The last one. Oh yeah, sorry, I was joking. Gotcha. Now, where was I with this? Which triangle has more? There's 3 triangles, but does the left or the right one have the most information? The right one has the most information. You want to find out what AD is. So, how do you find out what AD is? Is it SOHCAHTOA or are we using Pythagoras' theorem? Pythagoras. Why? 2 out of 3 sides. X squared equals 16 squared plus 30 squared. What's x squared going to be equal to? Is it 256 plus 900, which is 1156? Good man. Now, nah, I can't square root that. 38? 34? 34. Okay. So it's 34 long, which means this one in turn is 34. Find the angle ACB. A to C to B. Which triangle should I use, the left or the right? Ah, trick question, nailed it. The whole thing, lads. Smartest man here. Okay, so why did you choose the whole thing, Lee? So you got to add the 34 and the 30 to get 64 over here, and then you have your 16 here, and you're looking for this angle down here. We'll call it angle C. Sine, cos or tan, lads? Which one? Tan. Yeah, you told us a suitable answer. Tan what? It will be. I'd just like to write down that first step first, because I like making you do more writing. Now, tan inverse 16 over 64. 14 degrees. And we're good.